is an It Came From Gen X video.
June the 6th, in 1933, the first drive-in theater opened in the United States, in Camden, New Jersey. Richard Hollingshee Jr. first began outdoor theater tests in his driveway in his backyard, and then before building a 400-car capacity drive-in.
Mm-hmm.
The slogan for the new invention was, "The whole family is welcome regardless of how noisy the children are." And the first movie was 1932's Wives Beware. Although he failed to make a profit on the new venture, he sold his drive-in theater 3 years later, and soon drive-ins were popping up from coast to coast. The thought is pretty interesting to where, yeah, that's exactly what it was. You could, as we know, you could bring your kids, you could bring people to the theater, and you had the privacy of watching the movie in your own vehicle, and you can enjoy the theater that way. So I know drive-in movies for me as a kid were a big deal. I loved going to them as a kid, and that love continued as I grew up. I went to many drive-in movies as a teenager. It was always a great date thing, and then as I had my own daughter, that was something that we enjoyed doing together, was movies in general, and the drive-in was a big deal. Taking her to the drive-in, trying to stay for both movies was a big deal. Just a lot of fond memories of the drive-in theater. So much now to where, as you guys know, I have a projector out in the backyard, and I love the feel of even that, of sitting outside and watching a movie in honor of the drive-in experience. Every time I watch a movie out back, I cannot sit down and watch the movie without watching some retro drive-in theater commercials to set the mood for me and everything else. So
that's so cool.
Just love the whole experience. So this kind of got me thinking, guys, do you have some favorite drive-in movies or favorite experiences of the drive-in movies? Was it something you liked to do? Any movies come to mind you saw that were an extra thrill seeing it on the big screen in the drive-in theater? And again, just any particular memories in general. Skinner, why don't we start with you? Anything come to mind with the drive-in experience?
I remember going to the drive-in out on 224 that is now considered Acme Clicks and Jackie Lee's. I'm sorry, Manchester Road. Excuse me.
That was
Manchester
Summit
Road.
Drive-In. The Summit Drive-In is what that was.
Yep. It was 2 or 3 screens. I can't remember in that area. Remember going there, and then there was the one in 224 out there.
Gala.
The Gala.
Which is now the Gala Commons out there. Yep.
Gala Commons is out there, and we go out to the one watering hole every once in a while. We all meet out there. And then we've got Barberton,
Magic
City, and then we've got the one in Ravenna that are still here. I used to take the kids, or I remember taking my kids when they were younger, to the Monsters Inc. movies. And I took them to the Minions movies. And I have fond memories as a young adult with the kids taking them. They always packed a blanket and their pillow, and if they didn't stay awake, it was okay. But half the time, they put that chair in front of the car outdoors, and they sat there and watched the movie. And then when the movie was over, and I've got pictures of it, they're out dancing like it's at the end of the movie to the music that's playing. So fun memories, especially as a dad and as an adult, and as a kid. Mom and Dad would take us to the movies every once in a while, and I remember myself taking my favorite blanket and a pillow, and if I didn't stay awake, it was okay. That my parents got to see the movie. So it's a lost art and a lost thing that I think needs to make a comeback more than it has. And if you haven't been to a drive-in movie in the last decade, go do it. It's well worth it.
Yep. Keith?
I haven't been to a drive-through movie, and I can't remember when. I don't particularly care for them anymore. Just usually screen's too dark. If you're in the car, it's very uncomfortable for me. Some of the joint issues I have, sitting outside the car, too many distractions, or the screen's too dark. I loved it as a kid. I absolutely loved it. It was even maybe growing up, maybe a teenager, a little older. It was thrilling. It was fun. But I went for more reasons than just the movie. As a kid, it was about the movie, but growing up was for other reasons. You're making out with a girl, or all the buddies were going to be there, and you're doing all kind of things. Remember the fun sneaking guys in the trunk and all that stupid stuff, and that was a great experience. My first drive-in movie I'll never forget was Benji, and I was a little boy, and it was just something I'll never forget as a kid. It was a amazing experience for me. I never seen anything like it. I think I saw a Bruce Lee movie once, and I tried to go see. I think the last one I saw was the Fantastic Four when the first one came out a little bit ago. Actually, no, it was the second one. I think I went and saw Rise of the Silver Surfer. And I mean, some of those scenes were shot so dark, I couldn't see what was going on. Heck, on TV today, you still can't tell. But I just don't like the experience anymore. It's just not comfortable for me, I guess. So I don't do it as much or at all.
Okay. I haven't done it lately, but I said when I do, I enjoy it. So as a kid, I got to see Star Wars from the drive-in, so that was huge. Seeing the Star Wars on the huge screen was a big deal.
I'll bet.
Watching the King Kong 1970s version, like the late 70s version, with my parents on the drive-in, that was pretty cool. I remember watching that movie. By the way, it was like on the screen ahead of us was King Kong, and you turn around and you could see the other screen. The screen behind us, I'll never forget it, was a kind of a soft porn movie of Alice in Wonderland behind us. So I remember that entire movie sitting in the back of my parents' station wagon watching King Kong, and every opportunity I had was like turning.
I'll bet you were.
It's to catch a peek.
You think about what a setup that was, to where you could just turn your head and see a soft porn movie. It was like nudity, and it wasn't like actual sex on the screen, but it was like, what were these people thinking? Pretty amazing stuff here. That entire movie was just like, you caught King Kong.
Yeah, right.
Also, King Kong. Also, what an experience.
Right, your little thing fell off your mic there, so.
That's all right. Yeah, thank you.
I think comfortability is my thing now when it comes to movies. As you guys know, we used to all run into each other at our $5 neighborhood theater around here, and I haven't done that in 2 or 3 years now. I just pay the money to go out to a place we have in Canton called Tinseltown, or Cinemark, just for the big jet chairs. And I think that's just been my most important issue now, is having comfortability. So it's been worth it to go to the other places.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, from an economical perspective, frankly, I mean, it's cheaper almost to go to the regular theater if it's just a couple going.
Yeah.
But if you have more people going, that type of thing, then it does. But again, it's just a retro experience, and you have the speakers to the radio now and everything else. I don't know.
Right.
Skinner mentioned at the beginning of the show, we did have a couple years ago, we had a fun experience. A bunch of us went to go see the original Halloween movie at the drive-in. We had lawn chairs. We sat outside. We were able to listen through a speaker that type of thing. So that was fun with a bunch of people sitting there. But I don't know. It is still a fun experience. So, well, another fun experience, we hope. Similar, where you get a retro feel. Enjoying something that was maybe better from years ago than today, perhaps, is us, right?
I know what you're talking about.
Listening to us. I don't know. Hey, Fish here from ItCameFromGenX with Skinner and Keith. For every like and subscribe, you may win a free 1-year subscription to the AARP.